Well, good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome in. It is Longshore and McKnight for a Friday, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy in association with our good friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Check us out there. And I'm here in Prattville at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Barry with the tie on in Troy. We're going to tell you why that is the case. But Barry, the world wants to know, first and foremost.
Yes.
Have you heard from Dennis Mitchell?
I have. We are mindful of several huge topics on the program today. We'll get into Trump's executive order, believe me. But for Dennis Mitchell, he did check in yesterday. And after the news that Hulk Hogan had passed away. Now, the Hulkster evidently had a cardiac incident yesterday.
Yeah.
And, they called the paramedics, couldn't do anything for him. The Hulkster no longer with us at the age of 71.
Man.
Dennis Mitchell texted me yesterday. And Dennis does not use punctuation unless he absolutely has to. He says, "Hi, Barry, I guess you heard that Hulk Hogan has passed away today, and Ric Flair and Austin Idol, Jerry Lawler and Tommy Rich and Dory Funk Jr. are still alive."
Yeah,
I heard about all of that. I heard that Hulk had passed away, Dennis, and that the Nature Boy and Jerry Lawler, all those other guys had not. So
Dory Funk Jr., that's a new one. I hadn't heard of him.
Oh my gosh, Dory! Yeah. Where have you been?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Hulk Hogan was a transcendent figure in the sport of professional wrestling. In the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah. True.
Dennis Mitchell, famously, our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Longshore and McKnight,
that's right,
was not a Hulk Hogan fan. Was not a Hulk guy.
No.
He was more of an old school kind of guy. But you gotta admit that Hulk Hogan really he was the godfather of professional wrestling. Back in the day when you had, I don't know, I can't think of all of them. Steamboat, Ricky Steamboat, and what's the guy? The Ultimate Warrior and stuff.
Ultimate Warrior, yeah.
All of those guys, they were pups out of Hulk Hogan. He's the one that transformed it from, the Eclectic Civic Center and the Houston County Farm Center.
Who was the guy that did the commercials for Slim Jim?
Oh, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah.
Who's also no longer with us here.
Really?
Who famously played the professional wrestler Bonesaw in the first Spider-Man movie.
That
was so.
Well,
I haven't heard anything from Poplio yet, but the world mourns the loss of Hulk Hogan, and I'm not being facetious.
No, not at all. I mean, all the little Hulksters out there, the Hulkamaniacs. I feel for you today. I know it's a tough day for you, but we're thinking about the Hulkster. He was at the Republican National Convention last year speaking on behalf of Trump, which we'll get to in just a moment.
I think this is Theotis. Theotis says, "I have a great Hulk Hogan story. Want me to call in and tell it?" Well, we'd love for you to tell it, but you can't call in.
Not yet.
Bill brings up the point that, Hulk Hogan was Thunder Lips in Rocky III.
Boom. There you have it. I mean, he overshadowed Clubber Lang in that movie, Barry. I mean, come on.
Hey, golly,
think about it.
Apollo Creed, Thunder Lips, Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago. He was part of that universe for sure.
No doubt. Now, I'm just asking, throw it out there.
Well, please don't.
You think the steroids might have had anything to do with it? I'm just asking.
Well, you've asked that before about others.
I just wonder.
The world of professional wrestling, its history has been speckled with participants who passed away before their time.
It has. You're right. Okay, let's just drop it. Just act like I didn't bring that up.
We've got plenty of other stuff, including the burning question of the morning. Is the 4th of July Independence Day celebration entering its final week now at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram?
You know, it's an interesting way that you put it. To the answer to your question, yes, the 4th of July sale is still going on. And yeah, I didn't look, but it is the final week. End of the month, Advantage car buyer. And of course, you always have the advantage here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with the largest volume Ram dealer in Northwest Florida and Alabama is right here in Prattville at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And as Barry mentioned, 4th of July savings going on the entire month of July. 16 grand off new 2025 Ram 2500s. If you need something a little bigger, more durable, more horsepower, more torque, more towing, the 2500 is for you. The Ram 1500 up to 21 grand off, or 1.9% APR for 72 months. 13 grand off 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokees, and so much more to tell you about throughout the day here. This and so much at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Prattville, where the deals are going on, the 4th of July sale through the end of July here in Prattville, where Price sells cars and trucks at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. So yes, Barry, to answer your question, it is still going on. But if you look at the calendar, August is going to be here next week. So you need to go ahead and take care of business like I did at Stivers in Montgomery, Barry. I purchased a vehicle earlier this week. Michael took care of me. My middle child needed a vehicle, and Michael found exactly what we needed. And, man, the young man is very happy and got a big smile on his face, and so do I, because I got a vehicle at a price that I love at Stivers. The whole family can take care of you. They actually, I tell you, it just shows you the advantage of trading with Stivers, Barry. They found this vehicle was in Birmingham at the Stivers dealership there in Birmingham. They found it, brought it to Montgomery. It was there for us to check out, and, man, it was awesome. So just a great buying experience personally. We've had so many. I know you have as well.
Goodness gracious, yes.
And you can have that same buying experience at any of the Stivers locations, but we're here in Prattville at CDJR, so come by and see them today, this weekend, because, Barry, when August rolls around, the 4th of July sale's over.
And the opportunity is still going to be there, but the opportunity is hot right now. This is the time. Get on over to Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville while the getting is good.
All right, I'm going to give you the Cliff's Note version, Barry. Hopefully you can maybe explain to our viewers and listeners in a little more detail. But you mentioned the president. He has directed members of his cabinet to develop a plan in the next 30 days aimed at preserving college sports opportunities and preventing college athletes from becoming professionals. Basically, I think it's kind of trying to eliminate third-party deals, but what more do we know about this?
Well, you've got it. That's the bare bones of it. You remember at the 1st of July, the House settlement came into effect, which means that schools can now share their revenue with their student athletes with a limit per school of $20.5 million per year. Some schools will get right at it. Some schools won't be able to meet it. But it also pretty much canceled out NIL collectives, which before then had been able to pay student athletes whatever they wanted to without A, any cap, and B, without really expecting them to do anything for that money. The House settlement canceled all that. And basically what President Trump's executive order did was kind of reinforce that. There cannot be third-party collectives that pay players just to pay players. Now, you can have where obviously the player, the student athlete has to perform duties with fair market value for the school or for whomever, but it all has to go through the clearinghouse. So basically, it's just a reiteration of what the House settlement said. It also called for a couple of other things. The settlement, the executive order calls for. One of them is that they have to work hard to make sure there are equal opportunities for female student athletes to be in alignment with Title IX.
Yep.
you can't give all your money or the vast majority of your money to male student athletes. Female student athletes have to have a fair share. And number two, it has called for a national law. Instead of all these, you and I have talked about this back when it first got started, John. What's to keep Texas from saying, yeah, you can have NIL, you can pay them all you want to, in the state of Alabama, where they would say, no, you can't have,
Yep.
Instead of all this quilt work of all these different state laws all over the country, they are pushing for a national law. It's calling for a national law to assert a fair standard set of rules for everybody.
Okay.
And you say, well, the NCAA is already trying to do that. Well, the NCAA is, yeah, but there are lawsuits. There will continue to be lawsuits about what about this? What about that? You need, and you and I have said this before as well, you need something from Congress to say, look, this is federal law. If you're going to sue this, you're not going to sue an individual state. You're not going to sue an individual school. If you're filing a lawsuit, it's going to be against the federal government because this is their law. So those are things to kind of look out for. The athletic director at the University of Alabama, Greg Byrne, has already said, in effect, yeah, what he said, Trump, yeah, that's looking out for the student athlete, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so, no doubt. So, we talked to Senator Tuberville earlier this week about some of these subjects, and glad to see this ball is rolling down the hill, so to speak. And hopefully this will help with a lot of the questions that people have had about college athletics as we go into a different era with NIL and transfers and pay for play and $20.5 million deals with settlement and whatnot. So, yeah, I think the college football and college athlete world, college athletics, kind of glad to see that this is kind of a starting point, if you will.
Can we also talk about a starting point a little bit closer to home?
Yeah.
As we're live this Friday morning, as we speak, it is 7:12 Central Time. This morning, July 25th, the Auburn Tigers team shop downtown Auburn will open in about 48 minutes.
Oh, wow, man.
It will be at 8 o'clock a.m. sharp, the very first time that's you, the Auburn family, the Auburn fan, will be able to purchase Auburn Nike gear.
Man, incredible.
An era. And the Under Armour era is over. Auburn will wear Nike, and the fans have been saying, man, I got my Peyton Thorne jersey, but it's Under Armour. I want to be
vintage.
I want to be
collector's item.
I want to be now.
Yeah.
Well, starting at 8 o'clock this morning, you can probably get a Jackson Arnold jersey. You can probably get a Keldrick Falk jersey with the Nike swoosh on it.
Man.
There are going to be some of the student athletes there that'll be at 11 to sign autographs, all the schmoozing and stuff.
They're not doing that for free, are they? Out of the goodness of their heart.
Of course not.
I didn't think so.
I'm not sure in this day and age, and there's nothing wrong with this, that they're going to blow their nose for free.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
don't think that's going to happen. The opportunities will be there. First time will be at the Auburn team store, but if not there, just look around at what John likes to call your regular ob joints, and they're going to have your stuff sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
so
and hey,
you talked about a new era.
It is
a new era at Auburn. The Nike era starts now.
And I gotta say, Barry, I've not priced any apparel, whether it be for a current Nike school or a new Nike school.
Yeah.
I do believe Santa over the years has brought some of that apparel on Christmas morning for selected youngsters that had the Nike swoosh on them. And I can tell you, Santa told me, whoo, man, this Nike stuff ain't cheap.
Well, no.
Yeah, so get ready to pull the wallet out.
When you are trying to maximize every dollar.
Uh-huh.
And now you can get, in the past, like Carnell. When Carnell played, you could get a number 24 jersey.
Yep.
But it couldn't say Williams or Cadillac or whatever on the back.
Okay.
And when you bought that jersey, Carnell didn't get diddly poop out of it. Not a thing. Carnell was still putting nickels and quarters together trying to buy a pizza on Friday night.
True.
I'm not sure what the percentage is, but there will probably be more Jackson Arnold jerseys sold than Connor Lew jerseys.
I mean, the guy's not even taking a snap for Auburn yet. And you're predicting that he's going to have the hottest selling jersey today?
I'm just saying he's going to have more than Connor Lew or some of those guys.
Yeah.
Therefore, he's going to make a lot.
Yeah, no kidding.
Off of those. Kidding. And it will say Arnold on the back, or it will say Falk on the back. Or
I've never understood that, Barry. That's just me. I've seen grown men do that with professional jerseys with the name of the player on the back, and that's just not me. I don't want somebody else's name on my back, but a lot of people seem to like it, particularly guys in sports books in Vegas on Sunday morning getting ready for NFL games. That has always blown my mind. But hey, different strokes for different folks. Speaking of apparel, you're probably wondering why Barry has a tie on today.
Yep.
He told you throughout the week he's got a very special engagement later this morning. Sorry you missed us here at Stiver's setup, Barry, because Beastie Boys' No Sleep Till Brooklyn was playing, which is, I hadn't heard that in forever. So that kind of got us going here early this morning. Maybe Gurn Jr. can use that as a show title later this fall. That's always a forgotten Beastie Boys hit, actually.
Love this song. We got this from Theotis right at the beginning of the program. Theotis said, I detest this song, Fox on the Run, which is the title of episode 230. Love that song from Sweet.
Theotis, you're exactly right. Terrible.
Well, I'm going to have to slide out a little bit. I'm going to miss a conversation with Will Fisher from the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail site in Prattville. That'll come up after I leave, because one of the several duties that I am honored to be able to do at Troy University is I am the name reader at each commencement exercise. Over the last year and a half, there have been nobody that's graduated from the main campus at Troy University whose name I haven't called. Well, today is summer term commencement. This morning, I got to scoot out a little bit early because you got to go over the names and all that kind of stuff. But it's this morning, and I've got to read the names, therefore the tie, therefore the suit coat and all that kind of stuff later on. But it also means this, John. Summer's about over.
It is about over.
Done. That means the players, Auburn, Alabama, Troy, whomever, they kind of got this week off. High school players have got this week off. Fall camp starts next week, John.
Here
we go.
It certainly does. Yeah, they're popping pads. They're sweating. They're getting ready for that opening game. All right, before we go to break, Barry, did you get a haircut? Dennis, I think, wanted to know if you got a haircut earlier this week.
Dennis,
you're looking all clean shaven and groomed pretty nicely today.
Dennis says I need to get a crew cut. Well, my mom heard that, and she has forbidden me to get a crew. I had a crew cut when I was about 2.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a black and white picture of me. Haven't had a crew cut since. I don't know, Mommy. My hair's not long.
I think it looks good. It looks good.
Thank you.
Barry, I also want to give a shout out to Gary. He is a viewer of ours. He actually was on the chat line a couple of weeks ago. You read his chat. He was very complimentary about us and our show and where the direction that we're headed. I know Gary. I talked to him last night. I said, Gary, I missed it. But he said, well, I know Barry read the chat that I submitted. He goes, I was impressed because, I hit send and less than 6 seconds later, Barry was reading it. I said, man, he's on top of it. But Gary, want to give you a shout out. Thank you for watching the show. And thank you for the compliments.
One of my favorite human beings out there. Well, we are underway. Live show Friday. John Dent, he says, he's talking about his alma mater. He said, I-85 is backing up right now with the millions of customers on the way to the Aub team store, likely that many camped out overnight. John, somebody can pick you up one if you want one, so you can sport it.
I bet they are. I bet they're standing in line to get their Nike Alb gear. Can somebody take a picture and send that to us?
I think it is smart that they're not going to bring the student athletes in Albany out until 11 o'clock this morning, because if they were out there right now, it would be a mess.
They're not going to roll Toomer's Corner, are they?
He's John Longshore. He's live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville, Alabama. I'm Barry McKnight in my home studio in Troy. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 22 minutes past the hour. John says the lighting much better today. Thank you, John, for letting us know that. We appreciate it. Also, yes, Theotis, the Stivers location in Birmingham is in Homewood on Palisades. So if you're up there, you can check out there that location of Stivers in the Birmingham area. So, man, our guys are on it today on the River Region Straw chat line.
Well, yesterday, chock full of news, the passing of Hulk Hogan.
Man.
Theo Huxtable no longer with us. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Unbelievable.
Ozzy Osbourne. These things they say do come in threes.
They do come in threes. You're right about that.
Yes.
Very earlier this week, and our man John Dent actually emailed this to us to longshoремcknight@gmail.com. Thank you so much, John. I'd actually already pulled it up. I've had it on my tab, Barry, since probably Tuesday, and we've been so busy we just haven't gotten to it yet. Do you still subscribe to The Athletic?
I do not. Not.
Well,
I listen to their podcast. Hopefully that counts.
Yeah, okay, but I think I just was curious if you did.
No, I don't subscribe.
I think I still do, and I still am getting the student rate. That's the only reason I do it. I haven't been a student for like 5 years, but they're still letting me have the student rate, which I was very impressed, Barry, when they came out with that offer. I was pretty old as a student before I got my degree, but I did have a student ID. I had a number, and I inserted that in there.
John talked about that one morning. He said, all of a sudden, lightning bolt came, and I said, I've got a student ID.
Yeah,
I've got it. I've got a student email address.
I sure do.
I'm eligible for the student rate.
That's right.
John was on it.
I think it's like $1.99 a month or something. I thought, I'll do that for $2. Why not? It's a deal. So I'm still getting it
on ever since, and they hadn't wised up yet.
They probably will today. So, Barry, they had a article earlier this week, July 21st. See, we've been real busy. You hadn't gotten to it yet. College football program valuations, ranking every Power 4 team how much they would sell for. So basically, folks, we're talking about, hey, the Dallas Cowboys are worth this and the New York Yankees are worth this. You always hear about these professional teams and what they're worth. Well, they put a value, a projected price of what they believe some college athletic departments are worth, particularly football. College football programs are worth. And I was blown away by some of these numbers.
All right.
They rank the teams from 1 to 20 on their value. As you would imagine, Texas is number 1.
The most valuable college athletic entity in America.
That's right. $2.38 billion.
How do they value that? I mean,
$2.38 billion. There again, they have a formula ranking. I guess it's what the money that is coming in from all sources, whether it's TV, whether it's donations, whether it's, you name it. It's the grouping of all their revenue over a 3-year period. 3-year period.
I thought it was also like the value of their athletic facilities and all that kind of stuff.
Key players, front office, franchises, teams, you name it, everything across the board that would go into gauging how much something is worth. You get your CPAs and all these financials and COOs together in a room, and they're churning out all these numbers that nobody ever knows about. And you kind of go, really? Yeah, that kind of looks good. If you say so, that's usually what I tell my accountant. Hey, if you're good with it, I'm good with it.
That makes me nervous unless I really, really trust my guy to say, all right, whatever you say.
Hey, man.
That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Like, really? Whatever I say?
I mean, I'm paying you to get me a refund. If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
That's exactly right.
But if the IRS knocks on my door, I'm sending them to you. So Texas, $2.38 billion. I'm not surprised that Texas is in the number 1 spot there. 3-year average football revenue for 3 years, $183 million. Man, big business.
All right. Texas number 1 doesn't surprise me.
The Longhorns routinely lead the country in revenue and were the only team to top $200 million in the most recent financial reports. No program came within $25 million of Texas in either the past 2 years. Woo! Why you think the SEC was so quick to get them? The price tag makes the Longhorns comparable to the 2018 sale of the Carolina Panthers, almost $2.3 billion. Second, the Georgia Bulldogs at $1.92 billion with an average football revenue of $147 million. The Bulldogs are second in average revenue and an obvious heavyweight with only 5 losing seasons in the past 50 years. I did not know that.
Auburn's had 5 losing seasons in the past 7 years. No, that's not true.
I wasn't going to bring that up. I was not going to bring that up.
That is impressive. I mean,
Number 3.
What I said is true. Probably shouldn't have said it because
that's okay. But hey, facts.
I'm rooting for them. But
yeah, sure. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And just as we start this, Barry, the first 2 teams, if you didn't notice, from the SEC. Number 3, Ohio State at $1.90 billion. Average football revenue of $116 million. Whew, that's pretty impressive. $1.9 billion. Notre Dame comes in at 4. Notre Dame, $1.85 billion with $143 million average football revenue. The income doesn't reflect a jump in TV revenue thanks to the contract extension. The Irish landed with NBC back in 2023. Doesn't reflect that? I would have thought that would have been the biggest part of it.
Notre Dame this is where Notre Dame's strength is. They lead the nation in sidewalk alumni.
Yes.
I remember going to visit my brother Mike out in L.A. and I was out there running and came back in, and his next door neighbor, big Notre Dame guy in Southern California. And I said, "Are you from up there?" Because, there's a lot of transients and stuff. I said, "Are you from up there?" He said, "No, I've never been in there in my life." He said, "I've lived in SoCal my whole life." And I said, "Well, why a Notre Dame fan?" He says, "Well, I like college football."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, Notre Dame's the best program in college football." Really? Really? Notre Dame, when, 1988, yeah, and all that kind of stuff. Notre Dame, for a lot of people who kind of like or follow college football or win money on college football,
Uh-huh.
have an allegiance. I like Notre Dame. Maybe they're Catholic, maybe they've watched a lot of television on NBC or something like that. But I would imagine that has to play a part.
Well, Barry, and I think
that
with Notre Dame,
Oof.
you're right. There are a lot of Notre Dame fans across this country. There are a lot of Catholics in this country too, which doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
but there's also a lot of people that don't like Notre Dame, that want to see them lose. So if they're watching a Notre Dame game, they're pulling for the other team. I remember growing up like that. Notre Dame didn't lose very often, but boy, if they did as a kid, I like. What do you mean as a kid? I still like seeing them lose. You kidding me? That's
the one common theme about all four of the programs that you brought up.
Yep.
Texas, people hate Texas. I watched that. My wife and I watched that Wishbone TV special last night that Keith Donovan produced.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Bosworth was talking about, hey, it's human nature to hate. And if you got to hate, might as well hate the Longhorns. And same thing with Georgia. I would rather see Georgia lose than any other program in the country. Notre Dame, likewise. Ohio State, likewise. So when you're at the top, you're a big boy, a lot of people taking pot shots at you from below.
You're right. So that's the top four. Who comes in at 5? The Michigan Wolverines at $1.83 billion with an average football revenue of $141 million. But Michigan, of course, has the largest stadium. And according to previous analysis, the largest fan base, too. I thought that was interesting. They got a bigger fan base than Notre Dame. I find that interesting to believe.
Michigan?
They say in Michigan at number 5.
All right.
So when we come back from our bottom of the hour break, where are some other teams of interest that people might be wanting to know where they stand on this list? Well, we gave you They gave you that. We've given you the top 5, which are Texas and Georgia at 1 and 2, 2 SEC schools, followed by Ohio State at 3, Big Ten, Notre Dame an independent at 4, and Michigan a Big Ten school at 5. So 2 SEC, 2 Big Ten, an independent. I guess you could kind of say slightly an ACC, but they like to be known as an independent. So who follows after the top 5? We will reveal those when we return. And Barry, he's back. Jeff from Billingsley rattling the cage in the River Region Straw chat line this morning.
We know that it's about time for preseason camp when Jeff is back in, cracking his knuckles, getting ready. John Longshore is at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road, Prattville, Alabama. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Now, through July 31st, take advantage of the Quadruple Zero event at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. 0% APR for up to 48 months. 0 down payment. 0 payments for 90 days and 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. The Quadruple Zero event offer is available on select 24 and 25 model F-150s, Explorers, Expeditions, Broncos, Mustangs, and Escapes. Stop by Stivers Ford at 4000 Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery for more information. Stivers Ford, where Price sells cars and trucks.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you know that Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air service fee is good for 30 days for all 4 trades? That's right. If we service your home's electric, plumbing, HVAC, or garage doors, we will come back within 30 days for any of the 4 trades at no additional cost to you. A licensed and trained Dixie technician will service your home with our signature warehouse on wheels, and all work will be backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. What are you waiting for?
Okay, we are here live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, where Price sells cars. It is the 4th of July sale going on through the end of the month here in July. So great savings here at Stivers at Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer, where you can get a Ram 1500 for $21K off or 1.9% APR for 72 months. Barry, that's a new 2025 Ram truck. At $21K off or 1.9% APR for 72 months.
Cannot beat it. Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. Get on by there while their 4th of July celebration continues through the end of the month. Well, Casey Kasem, we've gone through the top 5.
Yeah, we have.
I feel like Rick Dees myself. It's been notable, the top 5. Not shocking.
Okay.
Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan. Some people are starting to get a little antsy here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like they're waiting for their favorite song on the America's Top 40 with Casey Kasem.
You're right.
Yep. Wait a minute. Are you telling me I haven't heard Fox on the Run yet? Oh, that's bound to be next. Oh, man, come on. We haven't heard Still the One by Orleans. God,
that's a good one.
That song. Let's go.
That is a good one.
People are waiting. My favorite song, my favorite team, John hasn't said yet. I wonder where it is.
Okay. Just, be patient here. We're going through the countdown. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Yes.
So here's the deal. College football program valuations. How much would your team sell for? That's where we're going.
Okay.
Auburn, Alabama, how much are they worth? We're about to tell you.
Again, just for perspective, Texas number 1, what's their valuation?
Texas is number 1 at $2.38 billion. They lead the country in revenue and were the only team to top $200 million in the most recent financial report. No program came within $25 million of Texas in either of the past 2 years. Oof. Are you sure you wanted Texas in the SEC? Just saying. Okay. So we got the top 5. You've reeled them off. Texas, Georgia, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Michigan. Let's go to number 6, coming in, Barry, at $1.74 billion with an average football revenue of $133 million. Number 6, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
That is what? $70 million a year less than Texas?
Yep.
I'm trying to, the numbers in my head here.
Alabama.
Anyway, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Alabama was the final team to earn the Athletics' top revenue multiplier, 13 times reported revenue. That kind of sounds like the old sales manager. Hey, man, we got to be making 6 times what they're paying us. I remember hearing that, huh? Anyway,
6
Alabama
sounds just like a random number. 6?
Yeah, top revenue multiplier.
Right, okay.
At 13 times reported revenue, thanks to the tradition and prestige that predated Nick Saban and will continue to survive after him. Those factors mitigate the risk if the program regresses under Kalen DeBoer or any of his successors as we consider the long-term view. The Crimson Tide puts them on par with the 2024 sale of the Baltimore Orioles at $1.725 billion. Or the expected price tag for the Tampa Bay Rays of $1.7 billion.
Which the Rays, this will happen this year or this fall. The Orioles got sold a couple of years ago. It's just odd to think that Alabama's valuation is the same as a Major League Baseball franchise. I mean, a professional franchise who is in the business of making money. Alabama is in the business of providing opportunities for student athletes as a corollary towards educating the young people and some of the older people in our great country.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be, it's not an entity for profit making like the Baltimore Orioles or the Tampa Bay Rays, but they're worth just as much. And up until the last couple of years, they didn't have to pay salaries for their athletes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, that was one of the many statements over a nearly 30-year career that I've made in front of Barry, where he's just kind of stopped and turned his head.
Got to be kidding me.
Like what I said, college athletics is a big business. I might have said that 25, 27 years ago. And you went, no, it isn't. And they're
not supposed to be.
I went,
it's certainly not so. That's when,
okay.
you know, when all the pointy-headed academics out there thought that they would get a school together to educate young people on arithmetic and spelling and whatever you studied back then, Latin, things like that. And, well, why our students don't need to spend all of their time just exercising their brains. They need to exercise their bodies too. Well, let's get together a team, a bunch of our huskier young men, and we'll play a game of football against the husky young men from the neighboring school. That would be a challenging diversion, and maybe we could sell tickets. Oh, that sounds wonderful. We'll see if we can get some of our existing students to participate in the game. And you know what that morphed into 150 years later? $2-point-something billion valuations for a college's athletic program.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a big business. You ask any kid in the state of Alabama less than or 10 years old and less, and you say, hey, Billy, what is Auburn? It's a football team. Well, technically, it's a university as well. They've got colleges of pharmacy and they've got College of Agriculture. They do have a pharmacy degree, aerospace engineering. Yeah, but their quarterback last year threw too many interceptions, and I hear he didn't even really play hard until the playoffs. That ain't been an issue lately. So, you know,
well, you know,
it's just all morphed into something way beyond.
And it probably, didn't start out that way, but I think most college presidents, particularly in the SEC, will tell you football has been huge for their entire institution. I think there's really no debate that football and the arrival of Nick Saban you couldn't put a dollar figure on the publicity that Alabama got, the marketing that they got with Nick Saban being on television, winning, going to national titles. That all helps, no doubt.
Do you think the Alabama Law School is valued at $1.3 billion or whatever you said?
Now, I'm sure those guys have had settlements that probably have added up to that amount over the years.
Billboards all over the place.
Yeah, they do. I'll say we know it here locally. I mean, football saved Huntington College. It did. I mean, the enrollment is increased dramatically.
Love Huntington.
I want to say, Barry, close to 85% of the students enrolled are in some type of extracurricular activity, whether it's sport, band, cheerleading, whatever it may be.
Right.
I mean, and I think you could say the same thing about Faulkner as well when they brought football onto their campus. So I think it's huge. It attracts students, and it makes a lot of money. And, it probably didn't start out that way, but I don't see many presidents complaining about it. Mike would like to reel it in a little bit, but
sure. If you ask them privately and pinky promise them that you would never release it to the public, that they would like to reel it back in a little bit, because that's probably the quickest way. Well, one of the quickest ways that a university president can lose his job is for him to come out and say, we need to de-emphasize athletics.
And of course, there was I'm trying to think of his name. It's escaping me now. It was a past president at Alabama said Nick Saban's the best hire that the school's ever made in its history.
Witt?
think it might have been.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of hard to argue with that. There might be some professors up there that are going, "Whoa, wait a minute," and you wonder. I don't know if you could. I don't know of any other reason why. I hate to say this is the reason, but Alabama's enrollment doubled.
Yeah.
In the time that Nick Saban has been there. I mean, you can't go, well, Nick Saban's the reason for it. Might not be the main reason, but I think he's probably a big part of it.
When we interviewed Kyle Hall, either yesterday, day before yesterday, who is a fraternity consultant, very interesting guy, and he pointed out to us that the University of Alabama Greek system, I think he said they had 36 Greek organizations.
Fraternities.
No, just fraternities.
Just fraternities.
Not even the sorority life, which is huge, is the largest Greek system in the country. And I wonder if it would be that large if they didn't have football games to go to on Saturday.
You know, Barry,
when
Joab Thomas was the president when I was in school,
yep,
and there were some rumblings that he wanted to de-emphasize the Greek system in Tuscaloosa. He didn't last much longer up there once that comment was made. What he didn't realize is every power broker alum was a Greek. They didn't like that.
Has there ever been a power broker, a PTB, a power that be, a FOB, a friend of? Has there ever been any one of those that was an independent?
Not that I know
that
of.
lived in the dorms or something? I wonder about that. But anyway, we get off traffic. By the way, that's the first time John's mentioned Joab's full name. You know, sometimes most of the time we'll just call him Joab because there ain't another human being on earth named Joab.
Who's named that?
It's a
okay.
Name.
So Barry, number 7 is another SEC school. And the interesting thing about it is it's the second of the 2 newest members of the SEC. The Oklahoma Sooners come in at 7 at $1.49 billion with an average football revenue of $135 million.
When you said that, I thought, okay, here we go. Bound to be Texas A&M. I've been to Texas A&M. I'm broadcasting. Texas A&M is all that, and they got all that oil money, and they got all that stuff. How in the world is the flagship university in the state of Oklahoma valued more highly than Texas A&M? Texas A&M,
yep.
Somebody said it's one of the few things that I am in lockstep with John about. Texas A&M is the biggest underachiever in college athletics.
Maybe that's what's – well, here, yeah, I'm with you there too. I thought A&M would have been higher on the list. I think you'll find it interesting where they do fall.
Right.
But the number 8 school I find interesting as well. And it's a Big Ten school. A new Big Ten school.
Oh, hang on. Is it USC?
It is Southern Cal.
Okay.
The Trojans at $1.4 billion with an annual football revenue of $71.3 million. Biggest, that's amazing. Southern Cal, when they're good, they're hot. They're popular. All the Hollywood crowd shows up. But when they're not, but obviously they are a revenue producer.
It is the second, if I'm thinking correctly, it is the second private school so far on the list.
Yep,
USC is a private school.
That's right.
Notre Dame, 99% of you, if somebody said, hey, what's the highest producing, the highest valued private school in the country, everybody would have said Notre Dame. But USC, right behind them. That's good stuff.
Number 9 is another SEC school at $1.37 billion with an average football revenue of $124.9 million. Nope. You got to start humming Rocky Top. The Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah.
Tennessee.
That's right. Texas, Notre Dame, and Michigan are the only programs that reported more football revenue than Tennessee in the last fiscal year. The Volunteers, however, were outside the top 12 in some pre-pandemic accounting and have a recent history that they called volatile, putting them in the 9th position.
I like it. Was that them being was that a pun? Tennessee is volatile.
Volatile.
I like that. They need to have that on a pin that all the fans can wear, a little patch. Volatile.
Volatile.
That is very nice.
Kind of like
that. I caught that.
Yeah. Like obnoxious. I like that too.
No. That was Terry Bowden back whenever he would put audacious with an AU or awesome with an AU and put it on.
And once again, I got to credit Doc NBA for coming up with that. Obnoxious. That was him.
That's easy. That's a low hanging fruit.
Number 10.
Top
Another SEC school. At number 10, $1.23 billion with an average football revenue of $102.9 million. Nah. If you go to this stadium, the band seems to play this little tune over and over.
You already said Tennessee.
And I will say their majorettes probably have the sexiest uniforms of any other school in the SEC.
You already said USC.
They call them the Golden Girls at LSU.
LSU.
Dun, 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 dun. $1.23 billion LSU. So here's the top 10, Barry.
Top 10, okay.
You got Texas.
I like it that you did 1 down to 10 rather than 10 to number 1 because we kind of figured the top. But the bottom, the last 4 are pretty interesting to me.
Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, Alabama, Oklahoma, Southern Cal, Tennessee, and LSU. That is 6 SEC teams in the top 10. That is 3 Big Ten schools and an independent in Notre Dame. So you're wondering, okay, there's the top 10. Who comes in? There's some schools that you still haven't mentioned yet. Where are they? Well, when we return, we'll start with we're not going all the way through the whole list.
Because if we get to the very bottom, we're not going to name a lot of names because some of you either may not recognize them, or if you do recognize them, it's because they're on Auburn and Alabama's non-conference schedule this year.
And I know there's one team a lot of people are interested in. I will say this. Let me scroll, load more.
We have a load more again.
I will say this. It's
oh man.
Well, I don't want to give any secrets away. We'll come back real quick and we'll go over what's coming up and where your team may be.
Yep, we are in hour number 1. Glad you're along with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends. Hey, by the way, we had people ask, we are on Facebook. We're on Facebook Live. All you've got to do on Facebook is just look for Yellowhammer News. It's a great website, yellowhammernews.com, but also their Facebook page. Lots of great content. Facebook, go to Yellowhammer News. Make sure you subscribe there and like and follow and all that kind of stuff. And they have a link to the live show on Facebook through Yellowhammer News. That's how you get Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us here on this Friday edition of Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I'm live here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where the 4th of July savings are going on through the entire month of July. So make sure you take advantage of great deals like on a new 2025 Jeep Compass as low as $23,999. That's up to $8,500 off. New 2025 Jeep Wrangler up to $13,000 off. Just a few of the many great deals going on throughout the 4th of July sale here in July, the entire month at Stivers in Prattville on Cobb's Ford Road. Before we move on with the list here, Barry, couple of things that have caught my attention. I saw this last night, and Bill from Baltimore brings it up. Some rumblings about North Carolina and the Southeastern Conference. We've been talking about this for years now. You know, I know Dennis wants Florida State and Clemson. I'm not sold on either one of those.
Florida State,
North Carolina really interests me, but I'm hearing some of that. I heard it last night, and allegedly Clemson's going to kind of follow their coattails and come with them if that ever happens.
I wouldn't be, you know, if the SEC does expand, that's the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth is North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, that place has got everything you want. Commands the state, great school, big fan base, spend a lot, committed, you know, great TV markets there. But you can't just have one. I mean, you got to bring Clemson. Florida State, God bless them. I've got family at Florida State. They're overrated. They are not who everybody says they are athletically. They struggle financially, all that kind of stuff. But again, that's if the SEC wants to expand.
Yeah.
What about this?
Okay.
If the SEC adds North Carolina and Clemson, is it unseemly? Is it just simply not done that they get rid of two programs to make room for them? Because you're getting to a point where John probably loves the expansion because that makes it even more and more logical that you'd go to a 9-game football conference schedule because you just got so many teams. But at some point, that's just too many teams. I would, if it was me, I would bring North Carolina and Clemson in, and I'd have to get rid of somebody. And I don't want to
Barry,
I'm
just not that kind of guy. Jugdish, come on over. Yeah, come on over. Yeah, let's sit down and have a beer.
Yeah, John's over at the border saying, yeah, andale.
Well, if they get in the right way, legally.
Exactly.
I don't think I just wouldn't have a good feeling about maybe pushing Vandy and Mississippi State out of the conference. They've been here a long time. They've taken a lot of crud. They've wiped their nose. Every now and then they have a good year.
Lupus.
I just don't.
It's just, I swear if John was a woman, he'd have about 9 kids by now. Because he just does not like saying no. He did. Wait a minute. See. No, Vanderbilt. Don't take it that way. Don't take it. I like you as a friend. Yes, I really do. I mean, you're a great. You're not bad looking.
I don't want to end our relationship.
You've got a great personality. People like you. I mean, it's not you. It's me, Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Barry, it was tough.
I just think we need to have some space.
Yeah. It was tough for me to break up in high school and college. How's she going to feel? I feel bad about that. So I think I'd have to keep Vandy.
The only reason really why I'm breaking up is this other hottie, man. Yeah.
So listen, we're gonna keep you around But I'm really got my eye on North Carolina and Clemson. But we're going to let you stay. So, honey, we're still going to be friends, but I'm going out with Charlene or whatever her name is. Charlene. But
yeah, that's a great Joe Diffie song. Yeah. Billy Bob loves Charlene.
That's right. Yeah. So I think I'm keeping Vandy. We're going to, what do we got now? 16? We're going to 18.
Correct.
So we'll go to 18 because maybe 20 will be there one day. Because I think we're going to a big boy super conference.
Even with 18, John's still not going to every day of the SEC Media Day.
No. Oh, heck no. No way.
It'd be a 5-day event.
But North Carolina intrigues me, Barry. It does. It has been for years now. And I know they're not any good in football, but yeah, they're a big basketball school. They're getting better in football. They're putting more money into it. They are the state school in North Carolina. So you got that footprint. You don't want the Big Ten grabbing it. Do you go Virginia? Virginia Tech, forget it.
Oh, you didn't just Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia's not deserving of an Virginia is, my mom used to work at the University of North Carolina. We lived about 30 miles away when I went to high school. It is all that. Love Carolina. Big Tar Heels fan. Virginia,
no doubt.
Absolutely Virginia.
I had a relative that was a kicker.
The problem with Virginia is on
Virginia's football team, but I don't want them. Don't want them.
Okay. All right.
Clemson. I mean, do you think South Carolina really wants Clemson in the SEC? I don't think so.
Now you're getting into the politics of it all.
Yeah. So
Florida would not want Florida State. South Carolina would not want Clemson. Heck, there's a state in the southeastern United States that really didn't want another state school in. They didn't want to play them. They didn't want them in the conference. They didn't want anything.
Heck, they had to loan them some money. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, everybody, we got to have them. Yeah.
And the politics of it, Barry, it's amazing. I was hearing a story recently that Georgia Tech wanted to pay their offensive coordinator, I don't know, $1 million or whatever. And it took forever to get them to do it because the government, the legislature, whatever, had to pass it because it's a public institution.
Oh, yeah. Buster Faulkner, $1.5 million or something.
And allegedly the story goes is that all the big wigs in government in the state of Georgia are all Georgia grads. And they're going, no, we ain't doing that. And supposedly Kirby got involved and said, pay the guys money. Quit tap dancing around this. And I thought, man, really? I mean, if politics gets into a guy's salary, you can just imagine what it would be. Hey, we want Clemson to be in the league. Whoa, hold on now. We like ruling the roost here in the Palmetto State. We don't want it sharing it with Clemson. So, and what does Clemson bring to the table? I mean, nothing against Clemson, but don't we already have enough Clemsons in this league already?
I'll never forget one time Troy was playing football at Oklahoma State, and we ate at this place called Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater. And I was talking with somebody. This was our radio crew. And, what is it with Oklahoma? And, man, that guy got, his spit coming out the side of his mouth. I tell you why. The legislature is all made up of Sooners, and anytime there's some sort of big, capital fund drive, it's always got to go to Oklahoma, and we're on the hind end of it. And, they everything, they always make sure Oklahoma gets taken care of before Oklahoma State. And he's probably right. I'm pretty sure that's the case in Georgia.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if that's the case in Alabama.
I'm about to say, what happened down the road here in Goat Hill? What were they thinking about 100 years ago?
So, but anyway, back to the point, back to the list, what John's talking about. I've already had people saying, you guys are on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Is there going to be enough time to even get to Auburn in this?
Okay, here we go.
I want to know. Inquiring
Here
minds.
we go. Let me check this email here. Coach emailed this morning. We'll get to that in a moment. Longshore McKnight at gmail.com. All right, coming in at number 11, Barry, we give you the top 10 at $1.2 billion.
Give me your best hint. Give me your best
average football revenue of $109.5 million. Barry, this is one of the two teams I've predicted to play for the national championship this year. Penn State.
I didn't even think about them.
Yeah.
But if I'm guilty, so is everybody else. Penn State's never since Joe Pa and all that kind of stuff, and they had the terrible scandal and all.
Yep.
People just don't think about Penn State.
Yeah, they don't think about Penn State, middle of nowhere, but they're number 11 in revenue. Another Big Ten team.
Really?
But coming in at number 12 is
All right.
another SEC team.
The Florida Gators?
Wow. Look at that. No kidding.
I've been waiting for that.
$1.8 billion with an average football revenue of $98.5 million. The Gators of the University of Florida.
That's surprising. That should be more. They should fund it better than that.
I didn't realize, Barry, that Florida is pursuing a major stadium upgrade.
Yeah.
One that $1 billion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in
the athletic
January.
director, Scott Strickland, buddy of mine, I remember back when I was a little kid, grew up in a Gator family, went to school there, brother went to school there, sister went to school there, parents went to school there, blah, blah, blah. Man, you had two concrete bleachers, one on either side, and a little wooden grandstand in the end. I always used, because the grandstand was over there in the open area, and that's where we used to play cup ball over there when the Gators were playing.
Yeah, the chairperson of the Board of Trustees at Florida publicly floated a $1 billion price tag for the renovation. Florida's downside remains its on-field product. How about this, Barry? Southern Cal is the only other program in the top 12 of this list that has never made the college football playoff. Florida and Southern Cal, the only two teams in the top 12 in revenue producing that have not made the playoff. You know what? Nor has
won multiple championships.
Neither has the team in the 13th position. They've never made the college football playoff either. 13 could be an unlucky number for some people. It wasn't for Dan Marino, but he never won a Super Bowl. Auburn comes in at $1.06 billion with an average football revenue at $118.2 million, the 13th spot. The Auburn Tigers, another SEC team. Like Florida, the Tigers have been in an on-field funk. I like that. An on-field funk.
That's the second time we have utilized the word funk on today's program. Thank you, Dennis Mitchell, for the reference to Dory Funk Jr.
The national championship trophy Auburn won with Cam Newton is almost old enough to get its driver's license. Cam didn't have a driver's license, allegedly. They slotted the Tiger.
Okay, yeah.
That's why he was riding a moped on campus. So the story goes. The Athletics slotted the Tigers behind the Gators because Florida remains the flagship school of a large, still growing state. Auburn is number 2 in Alabama, a state with a quarter of the residents at 5.2 million. I mean,
this opinion?
Should population factor into this?
Should opinion factor into this? I was taking this whole time you were presenting all this, and I thought this was just a solid numerical, factual accounting of the numbers. I mean, you would have been a good effect if you had presented this with that green eye shade and with the little garter on your shoulder, and you have that little adding. You know, I thought all you were doing was punching numbers.
I think they've thrown.
They said Auburn is number 2 in the state.
That's what they say.
Maybe in revenue. Maybe that's all they're talking about is revenue and valuation.
Yeah.
Number 2 in the state.
That's what it says.
Maybe in the amount of money that their athletic department is valued in, but come on.
That's what they're saying here. Yeah, they do the numbers. They throw out the statistical financial data. Then they kind of throw in a little opinion of their own about these programs. So Auburn's at 13, another SEC school. Oregon comes in at 14, which I thought was a little low for a team that's got Nike and Phil Knight backing them. But they're at $990 million. They are the first team that don't cross the $1 billion threshold.
All right.
$990 million. Barry, here's a school you asked about coming in at 15, another SEC school. The Aggies of Texas A&M at $973 million with an average football revenue of $97.3 million.
This is not a criticism, so don't take it as such. But there is no way in God's green earth that Texas A&M should have a lower valuation than Auburn. they've got millions and millions more in endowment. Their campus is huge. Their enrollment is huge. It may have the biggest enrollment in the SEC. All that oil money, and little old Auburn in a garden spot in eastern Alabama has a higher valuation than them.
Well, they say they're considering wins and losses because of the money that victories bring. A&M is arguably the nation's biggest underachiever with only 4 top 5 finishes and 1 national title in 1939 since the AP poll began in 1936 and 0 conference titles since 1998. I agree. They are a big underachiever.
1939, that was leather helmets, and their best player was a fullback named Jarring John Kimbrough, if I remember my history well.
I like that. Washington comes in at number 16, another Big Ten school, newly Big Ten school. I can see why the Big Ten wanted them. Nebraska comes in at 17.
You had DeBoer go from the number 16 valued school to the number 6.
Yeah. Number 6.
Okay. All right.
Nebraska 17 at $930 million. Here, Florida State, we've talked about the Seminoles. They're at number 18 at $867 million. Average football revenue, $86.7 million. The Seminoles' financial future looks better after they settled their dueling lawsuit with the ACC. Expect Florida State's revenue to jump by 8 figures under the conference's new uneven distribution model, which tilts TV payouts toward the programs that attract the most viewers. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if you got the most viewers, you ought to be making the most money. So good for Florida State. Looks like they got their act in gear for a while. They just need to win more.
Disagree. Still think they're. What is it that Bob from Pike Road said yesterday about all hat, no cattle?
Yeah,
I think it's Florida State.
As you can imagine, Barry, a lot of comments on the River Regis Straw VIP text line about where Auburn is and how they got there.
Yeah. The thing about Auburn is they're not allowed to count Bobby Glauder's contributions. Nicely done, Theotis. Gosh, we haven't had anything about Bobby Lauder in a long time. And it used to be anytime there was anything going on at Auburn, his name was a name we would hear all the time. Just like, hey, Pat Dye is telling Gus Malzahn what to do, or, all that kind of stuff.
Someone wanted to know, does the AU price tag come with all of the skeletons that are buried? That probably was factored in, yes. Hey, one of Alabama's non-conference opponents, Barry, comes in at 19 on this list.
Mercer?
Well, Florida State was 18. That's who the Tide opens up with this year.
Wisconsin.
I believe game 4, the Badgers of Wisconsin at $801 million, average football revenue of $100.1 million. Check out the Badgers. Man, how about that?
I can see that. You talk about a place that had a vibe at their home stadium, Camp Randall, when they play House of Pain in the third quarter, with the jump deal. That was cool. The bad thing about them is that they're the school that needs a $1 billion stadium renovation. Camp Randall Stadium is 113 years old. We were up there in the radio booth when they went jump around, and everybody's bouncing in that old concrete stadium. Me and Jerry looking at each other like, I don't like this. This is not going to hold it. So, Wisconsin, their valuation is big because they don't spend any of it.
No, they don't. I don't think Iowa spends any money either. They come in at number 20 at $709 million. That kind of surprised me. $1 million more than Michigan State at 21. And Barry, this is interesting. At $665 million with an average football revenue of $78.2 million. The other team I have playing for the national title this year, the Clemson Tigers. That to me seems a little high or a little low. Or what am I saying here? A little low. Yeah. Man, Clemson, where are you? What you doing?
Yeah, that is surprising. I've been there.
Arkansas at 23,
right?
Miami at 24, and Ole Miss at 25. So in the top
25.
In the top 25, Barry,
very interesting.
Ole Miss, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams are in the top 25 in terms of
From
value
the SEC.
in the SEC.
From the SEC. All right. I'm going
The
to
majority of the others are Big Ten.
I'm going to, you can draw whatever conclusions you want to about my set. I'm going to blatantly ask this before we go to break.
Okay.
Alabama's valuation and Auburn's valuation.
All right.
Alabama,
I can give you that right now. Number 6. Alabama is number 6 on the list. There are 2 teams ahead of them that are in the SEC. Texas at 1, Georgia at 2. Alabama is the 3rd SEC team in the 6th position overall with $1.74 billion, with an average football revenue of $133 million.
All right, $1.74 billion. Auburn is
in the 13th spot with $1.06 billion, average football revenue of $118.2 million.
How does Auburn ever win a game against them? How does Auburn keep that rivalry total close?
You know, I would say pluck and grit, but that's another team. How does Auburn do it? Let me think here. Is it the Weagle? Is it the Bodegetta? Is it the Family?
Up until, Alabama's won 5 games in a row in the series. And if it wasn't for that, back right before COVID, Alabama had won 9 more games in the whole series than Auburn had.
Yeah.
And they're getting $75 million more than they're valued at 7. How in the world is Auburn making more from less?
Barry, some people have even criticized them of, trying to win by spending less, almost being cheap in some regards. Whether it's bus rides or hotel stays at La Quinta and eating at Cracker Barrel in the back conference room.
Smoothie conservation. Sure.
But I just think, they've done more with less. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people think they need to spend more.
See them do more with more.
More with more. I get you. More with more. That would be be good. I certainly understand that. But this new Nike deal, that apparel that's about to go on sale that went on sale 14 minutes or 17 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That might get them over the top.
Auburn store downtown. See if we can get a live cam on that. I bet that place is nuts. Well,
live cam.
You talk about valuations and who's getting more for less. You want to get more of your car buying dollar for spending less, and John is at the place to do it right now.
Barry, I'm at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here on a Friday. You can come all day today, tomorrow, through the end of the month. That's very important. Let me. I'm going to double check right here. Won't take me a second. On my phone, the end of the month is going to be Thursday, a week from yesterday.
Ooh, yep.
So you've got until Thursday to take advantage. But why wait? While the selection's at its best, the 4th of July sale, the savings are going on all month throughout July, but the 31st is on Thursday. $16,000 off a new 2025 Ram 2500. Need something a little bit, little super duty as they call it. Maybe you've got a construction or a farm equipment that you need something that's a little more rugged. They got that for you at $16,000 off. $21,000 off a new 2025 Ram 1500 or 1.9% APR for 72 months. And Barry, I'm sitting in Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer. They got
Prattville, Alabama.
Right here. And Barry, their vehicles in the front, on the sides, and the rear of the dealership. Well, I'm not talking about 3 or 4. They're just trying to move.
Right.
Every one of them. Price to sell. $13,000 off new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Great deals on the Jeep Compass and the Jeep Wrangler as well. Great deals on the Dodge and Chrysler lineup. You can't beat it here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Okay, back at it here, about 21 minutes past the hour on this Friday. I'm here live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. Barry is in Troy's with us probably for another 20 minutes or so. He's got to ease out. Summer graduation at Troy today.
That's exactly right. 400 plus graduates this summer. There were almost 1,000 back in the spring. Had to have two commencements at spring commencement. I had to say a lot of names today. Congratulations. One of my favorite things, of many favorite things I have to do at Troy. Here in my studio, again, I'm going to put on my suit coat and sprint on over to Trojan Arena in just a little bit. Here in my studio, the clock on the wall says it's time for the Phantoms Daily Dog.
I think you're right. You are right about that, Barry. Well, last night we had a late one. The day before we had an early one, which was a winner. Last night we had a late one. I think it was 8:38 was the first pitch last night.
That's true. Yeah, which is an odd time, sure.
The Angels of Los Angeles were taking on the Mariners of Seattle. Seattle was plus 110 on the road last night.
Yeah.
And checking the scoreboard, Barry, it looks like the Mariners came away with a 4-2 win at LA, cashing that $1.10 ticket for you.
Yep, they had a 3-1 lead. Angels got it to within 3-2, run of the eighth inning, made a loser out of Angels pitcher Yusei Kikuchi.
Kikuchi, yeah.
Kikuchi, which I always thought,
interesting.
That's a cool name. Hey, what's your name? Kikuchi.
Kikuchi.
Funny. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a winner,
So,
by the way. Yes.
We got a winner. As a matter of fact, Barry, just letting everybody know, that guarantees a winning week for the Phantoms Daily Dog. Now, we're not resting on our laurels. We're going for more.
Pour it on.
Pour it on. Exactly. Winning week's fine, but we want to expand on that winning week. It's like you're at the dice table, and that stick man looks at you, go, press them. Let's go. Let's get the dice rolling. That's what we're doing here today.
It's like in Mad Max, whenever they're out there riding in their dune buggies or whatever out in the Australian desert, you want to hit that nitrous oxide, man.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Look, if local man's letting it ring like 7 or 8 times before he picks up, it's okay. Just let it ring.
Your ears.
Yeah. He's going to eventually pick it up. Okay. Tonight, let's check the time. I'm going to make sure I got my times right here.
Yeah, time's important. Phantom has always told us that.
Barry, this game, there are multiple games starting at the exact time as this one. This game is at 6:10 p.m. tonight.
All right.
6:10.
Which could it be?
We are going to Fenway Park.
There you go.
where the Boston Red Sox are hosting what some people claim is the best team in Major League Baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Well, they spend more money than anybody else. The Dodgers have been okay lately. They're 5 games up on the Padres.
Okay.
But, they can be had. They take on a Boston Red Sox. This will be, everybody loves the Red Sox, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be the premier game in Major League Baseball tonight. Again, 6:10 this evening. Boston has been doing really well. They're 6.5 back, playing at home against the Dodgers. How do we see this one?
Yep, Barry, we like the home team underdog here. They're a slight underdog. The Red Sox at plus 105 tonight at Fenway Park, hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers with all of their high payroll and fanfare and Hollywood following. But we don't care. We like the Boston Red Sox, home of Dunkin' Donuts, to win the game outright, plus 105. We believe you'll be cashing another ticket this week with the Phantoms Daily Dog, Boston plus 105, hosting the Dodgers tonight.
One quick note on this. I love the pick. Love the pick. One quick note on this. If you're just a casual baseball fan, and you got nothing tonight, not going on, Chris the Bammer says, he asked a question, will it be televised? Yes, it'll be a national broadcast on Fox.
Yes, it will.
Fox Friday night, I believe it'll be our buddy Joe Davis, along with John's buddy John Smoltz, on the national broadcast, I think.
And that's just that, Barry, that just is a coincidence. We didn't pick this as a TV opinion game. No, I didn't really, as a matter of fact, I didn't even know this game was on Fox, so you brought it up.
Huge. Here's the deal. I'm excited. Here's the deal. 2 of the best left-handers in Major League Baseball are going against each other. Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, who's a Hall of Famer. All he has to do is retire. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. 3,000 strikeouts, all that. Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, one of my favorites, against Boston Red Sox left-hander Garrett Crochet, who is all that. He got traded over last year. He is 11-4, ERA at 2.19, leads the American League in strikeouts. This is a premier matchup. 2 helmet games, to use a football term. 2 of the best left-handers you're ever going to see, and it's a national telecast.
Crochet.
Now, win, a little bit of a winner, a little cash from your man, icing on the cake. This is a good baseball game tonight.
Barry, you're right. It is a good one. And it's even going to be better because that C note I'm putting on it, as Doc NBA once said, second reference on Doc NBA today.
Yeah,
you put $100 on a baseball game, every pitch is exciting. What? He's right.
There's a lot more Doc NBA references we could make, but we're on a public forum here, and he has sworn us to secrecy about some of them out there.
So but I will. I'll tell you this though, the best of all time. Hey, Dave, kind of makes you homesick, don't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure that one really happened, but it is a good story. If only it were true, that would make it even better. Well, when we come back, quick look at Gurren Jr.'s Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. Later on, Will Fisher, our buddy in Prattville.
That's right.
One of many buddies we have in Prattville, from the RTJ Golf Trail site at Capitol Hill in Prattville, will join John. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Get some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About, at the bottom of the hour here on a Friday. Chris the Bammer, you're in for a treat. We're going to go to the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel a little early today. As we mentioned, Barry's got to slide out because of a graduation ceremony. Or they call it an exercise, isn't it? A graduation exercise?
Technically, it's a commencement exercise.
Commencement exercise, yes.
Although there's not much exercise. You got to sit for a long time. John and I, our last names are both in the middle of the alphabet. So it's not like, some guy whose last name is Aaron, and it's not like somebody whose last name is Zawinski either. We're right in the middle. So we still have to do a lot of waiting.
Yeah, there were 680 something in my graduating class at Jeff Davis in 1983. I don't know that he never admitted it, Barry, but I'm not sure my father was there. He never admitted it. But I'm not sure he did. I'm not sure
if there were cell phones back then, he probably would have been there in the back. Yeah, hang on. What now? By the way, today, this weekend coming up, this should be a good weekend for taking the little lady out, maybe going thrift store shopping, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond, because this is the last weekend without football. A week from yesterday, July the 31st, Thursday, coming up this next Thursday, will be the Hall of Fame game.
Man.
Chargers versus the Lions. Hall of Fame game this coming Thursday. So this weekend is the last weekend without football until about mid-February of 2026.
Love it. Can't get here quick enough. All in. Love me. I love me some NFL. I mean, not as much as college, but I love the NFL.
Chris the Bammer says same thing about the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. Can't get here quick enough.
Well, let's spin it. Gurn's got it. He's lubed it up, ready to go. We got 6 topics today, ladies and gentlemen. We do not know these topics. You're seeing them like we are for the first time. Gurn Jr. comes up with this. We got to be on our toes to see what he's all about and comment on it.
That's right. At least sound knowledgeable, even if we don't know what we're talking about.
Man,
all right. Here we go. Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22, I-85, Shorter, Alabama. Closer to home.
Closer to home. What could this be about?
Iamaliava. They're at Pac-12 Media Days, and guess what they're talking about? The SEC.
No way.
Nico, I wish we had that penny whistle. Nico says, ultimately, it came down to me wanting to be back home, being back home close to my family while still competing at the highest level. That's what UCLA provided for me. Now, according to a lot of different sources, Nico's dad, can't think of his name, he was telling Josh Heupel,
Juicy?
No, that's a different guy who was in it for a different reason. His dad was saying, you need more linemen, need a couple more receivers, and you need to pay him about twice as much NIL. Literally nobody who has followed this story believes Nico Iamaliava to say, I just wanted to get closer to home.
Come on. Forget it.
Yeah.
Why is the Big Ten having their media days in Vegas? Now, I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but man, that's a long way for most of those schools to have to go.
James Franklin went scorched earth on it yesterday. Why in the world are we having it in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even all that close to. I mean, it's okay with Los Angeles, but it's not close. It's 3 hours.
It's not even a school in the state of Nevada.
Yeah, there's not
Nevada.
Even,
it's in the Big Ten. I don't get that.
I don't either. And Franklin said, "What's the point of this? You got schools in Ohio and Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Michigan and Indiana. Why are we having to go to Las Vegas?
I understand the attendance.
Believe me, there's a lot more things that people are focused on in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Than the Big Ten media day.
No kidding.
Yep.
And the media, they got to kind of either go into the ACC or the Big Ten. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but my dog's not in that fight. So
okay. Yep. Good one though. Good get from Gurney.
Yep.
I like that one very
much.
Let's
do it. What's next?
Nobody believes it. Nobody.
No. Heck
Nico
no.
doesn't believe it.
Heck no. You better. No way. All right. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. It is the red panel.
Botched it. Oh, Kevin
NBA
Durant,
action.
Yeah, who's one of the top 5 all-time leading scorers in the NBA. Durant got traded in the offseason. The Suns completed their trade with Durant.
And my question, Barry, this guy's been in the league forever.
Yeah, he has. He's getting
a little played for
in the tooth. But yeah, the trade during the offseason, Durant ended up going to Houston.
Yeah.
And they got Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, a couple of picks and everything. The opinion says that they handled it wrong.
I think of Houston, I'm thinking that's one step closer to you. Who did that? Was that Larry Gatlin?
Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I mean, we've got to listen. John and I are about an inch deep and a mile wide. We can't tell you a lot of the stuff that we probably should know as grown Americans. But man, we can pull out Joe Diffie and the Gatlin brothers in references during the show like that.
Man, Larry Gatlin.
Got to be impressed. Yeah.
Okay, 4 more to go. Let's get that wheel a spinning. It's the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel.
Larry Gatlin used to be a wide receiver at the University of Houston. He said he was the third fastest player at the University of Houston. Number 1 was Elmo Wright, who later played with the Chiefs. Number 2 was Elmo Wright running backwards. All right, so there we go.
I didn't realize Larry Gatlin played football. I did not know that.
He was on the team. I don't think he played very much.
I know what that's all about. I'm familiar with that.
Acquisition.
Wait a minute. The red panel again? That was 2 red panels in a row. Man.
All right.
Let's go. What we got here?
What about this? Yeah, your boy, the guy's name. What's that guy's name?
Oh man, yeah, love this
Scott
guy.
Hansen. Yeah. The NFL Network is thinking of selling NFL Red Zone to ESPN. I have never watched. Well, I've watched NFL Red Zone for a total of about 3 minutes. It's trying to watch a kaleidoscope. I don't get into it. John loves it.
Barry, this is the hardest working guy on Sunday. It is unbelievable.
Scott Hansen,
he is
good now.
To like 6:30. This guy, he never takes a break. I mean,
he's
doesn't go to the bathroom.
Okay, we'll go to the Lions game right here, and he'll come straight out there. Okay, now the Chargers, they're first and goal. And over down here are the Packers. They're leading by 5, but they have had their lead showing. And I mean, I think he's got somebody in his ear all the time.
Oh, yeah. And he never takes a break. They never go to commercial. I mean, the guy talks for 6 straight hours.
He must have Depends on or something.
I love that guy. Yeah, I'm with you, Barry. I mean, I'm spoiled. I love the red zone. I'm a big red zone guy, no doubt.
Yeah. Selling it to ESPN?
Hey, as long as I can still get it for free. I don't know how to get it free, but I'm getting it.
That is a property the NFL Network needs to keep. John.
Yeah.
Because for many people,
you hear the little one back there. He likes the red zone too. He's going for it. Yeah.
The NFL red zone is one of the only reasons why people watch the NFL.
You know, Barry,
except for the fantasy league.
I like the NFL red zone more than I do the college version of it, which is called Red Zone, I think. Something like, I don't know.
That's because the same thing why you don't like the college ticker. You want this score. You don't want to hear what Bowling Green's doing. You know. Let's go to the red zone here, where right now you'll notice Akron is driving against Northern Illinois, and John's throwing popcorn at the TV. Give me something I want.
Give me a top 25 red zone. That's what I want.
That's true.
All right. Elmo Wright. I do remember him from the Kansas City Chiefs. What number did he wear?
We're already in the middle of the topic wheel, and I'm searching,
17, I want to say.
Elmo Wright's number. Yeah, I think it was one of those numbers.
Ed Podolak wore 14.
14. Yeah, Elmo Wright was number 17.
How about that pull?
There
yes.
You go. All right.
Okay, let's get 3 more to go. Let's see what we got here. 3 colors, 3 topics. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. Exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Wow, 21 years ago. 21 years ago.
That would be
I turned 40.
The View?
What?
21? No. I was about to say, The View ain't 21. Veritech versus A-Rod. Yankees and Red Sox. A-Rod gets punked. I believe that's Bronson Arroyo. And A-Rod saying, goodness.
Ooh. Wait, I read his lips.
And he said, goodness, I disagree with that particular bit of strategy. Veritech says, well, I will escort you to first base. And anyway, this was the fight 21 years ago where Pedro Martinez threw 76-year-old Don Zimmer to the ground in front of the dugout. Zimmer had a plate in his head. Hang on, keep with this, Gern, for a little while, because you're going to see Don Zimmer, he has a plate in his head. He's a coach for the
love that.
A-Rod and Jason Veritech.
Beautiful.
All right, good. 21 years ago.
Barry. So Gern pulling this up, and I did not know it. I have had a brush with greatness.
I saw A-Rod in a hotel elevator in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, how about that? A-Rod was in Tuscaloosa. At my fraternity house.
I've seen this.
And I'm thinking, is that A-Rod? A-Rod was dating a girl whose mother was the house mother for the Sigma News.
No, I thought you were going to say Belinda Carlisle, but that was another.
No, that was when I was in school. Belinda Carlisle was there.
That was when she was.
But A-Rod was there outside in the courtyard at the house, and because I parked behind the Sigma New house at Tin Horn, walked through there to get to the stadium. I fratted up with everybody. Hey guys, what's up? Good to see you. Got a cold beer for me? The whole deal. I looked over there and I went, wait a minute, that's A-Rod. And he was there. He was dating a girl whose mother was the house mother. How about that?
There we go.
All right. 2 more to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
2 more to go.
Whoops.
Hey, blue and green.
I like whoops.
Yep, whoop. There it is. And it is. It's going to be whoops.
Here we go. Whoops. Somebody made a big mistake. Somebody did something embarrassing.
What could happen? What could this
be?
Yeah.
This was on CNN Live. Savannah Bananas. Watch this guy.
Boom.
I mean, lost his mic, everything. He's the guy. He's the center fielder. And you don't do that. He could have made it. I mean, this guy is the center fielder for the Savannah Bananas, and he has been out there. Yeah, look at their reaction. Here's the deal, though, for that. This is CNN Live. This happened. I mean, he face planted. I think he had a bloody nose and all that. The problem is, look at the landing. But the floor is slippery.
Yeah,
man, get him a mat out there.
You're right, Barry.
I've seen him make a backflip in center field and catch a fly ball all in one motion. He can do the backflip. But who's the Einstein who said, hey, let's get him to do it on a very slippery terrazzo floor?
Barry, I got to give it to the guy for getting up. I mean, he didn't look dazed. I mean, you got to know there were some stars. He's kind of, a little wobbly.
Coming out of his nose, concussion, maybe, knocked himself out. Nope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, glad that guy was okay. That had broken nose written.
Face planted on something.
Yeah, you think?
One more.
Okay, let's spin it again. And it is going to big plans. Big plans. Okay.
A new way to watch golf. Gimmicky or not?
Is this live action? The Golfing Gazette. Barry, I did not know there was something known as the Golfing Gazette. That is interesting.
More cameras and streams than ever before. Rapid rounds that will offer a way. This is called Rapid Rounds to fans to watch each drive, approach, and putt from select players showcased across all media platforms.
All right. Okay.
This is this not the PGA's answer to NFL Red Zone?
Could be. Because Barry, they're like during the Masters and the U.S. Open, they'll have like Amen Corner or featured groups or cameras on a 3-hole stretch. So you can kind of do that now with some of the majors. I'm just a traditionalist when it comes to golf broadcast. I mean, I like Dottie Pepper out on the course. I like
Roger
Jim
Maltby,
Nance. Yeah, I like those guys. So I'm probably going to go the more traditional way.
Is this probably, like what they used to do with some of the college football games, where you have every once in a while Joe Tess will come in and say, due to time constraints, we'll now move on to the 15th hole, where you could watch an entire players round
Probably
without having to,
Probably so.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Our Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel, presented by Victoryland 777 Casinos, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama. John will come back live from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville to talk with one of Prattville's favorites.
That's right.
It's our guy, Will Fisher from Capitol Hill, when Longshore and McKnight continues in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. So glad you are with us here today. Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barry had to slide out. It is a commencement exercises at Troy, and Barry is the MC, and he is going to be announcing over 400 names of Troy graduates here in about an hour or so. So we certainly congratulate all of those graduates at Troy, and Barry will be handling all that. I am here live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where the 4th of July savings event going on throughout the entire month of July. But the month of July wraps up on Thursday, so you've only got a little more time left to take advantage of these incredible deals while the selection is at its best. So come by and see our friends today here at Stivers in Prattville, Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where the 4th of July savings event is going on at Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer, right here in Prattville at Stivers, where Price sells cars. Hey, joining me now is my friend Will Fisher. He's the director of golf at Capitol Hill in Prattville on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, which is about, well, nowadays, Will, probably a driver, 3-wood, and a gap wedge. But heck, at least I'm hitting it straight. I just don't hit it as far.
Yeah, listen, we are not far from you. That is correct. And I know those guys at Stivers are doing great things up there. So we're excited to have you in the fountain city of Prattville. And speaking of fountains, if you happen to catch that wedge a little thin, you may end up in the fountain behind the clubhouse.
That is true.
Which is possible. So listen, before we get started, I got a couple of things. I was fortunate enough to be in the office all morning, so I've been listening to you guys all morning. And a couple of things that I need to point out. One, Barry and I can no longer be friends because he disclosed today that he's a Tar Heel fan, and as a massive Duke fan, I will no longer be talking to Barry. Sorry, Barry.
Okay, well, I will say this. I don't want to speak for Barry, but I think he referenced that in terms of Carolina being a member of the SEC, that he would be a fan of that. I don't know if he's so much of a fan of the school. Maybe he is. I don't want to speak for him, but I kind of fall into that category as well. Will,
it wouldn't
and when.
It wouldn't surprise me if they moved to the SEC. They don't look like they're going to be winning any basketball titles in the ACC anytime soon, thanks to John Shire and the guys right down the road and Cameron Indoor. So we're excited about that as Duke fans. But the other thing is that listen, there's a couple of huge sleeping giants in college football with your list that you were rolling off today. I'm not surprised that my Tennessee Volunteers are in the top 10. I was a little shocked by Barry, was a little shocked that they were in there. Let Barry know that there's only one real school in the state of Tennessee. So that's why it's in the top 10, right? I think Heupel and the boys have got things rolling. And then number 2, or last but not least, Nico didn't leave to be closer to home. He thought he was going to get more money, and then he didn't account for the California taxes. And so at the end of the day, Nico's bag is a whole lot lighter than it was.
You ain't kidding. So is his daddy's too, I believe. They both have light bags. Want to ask you, mention it. If Carolina, UNC becomes a member of the SEC, what does that do about the Duke-North Carolina rivalry?
Well, as long as we win the last one, it's fine with me. It doesn't really matter. But no, I think it would have to become a non-conference game. When you look at it from a football standpoint, just football, when you look at it from a football standpoint, if you're talking about, the quality point wins or games that they were giving, the data points or whatever they are calling them, I think that, if Manny Diaz and Duke continue to have a good football program, Duke's never going to be a powerhouse in football. We all know that. And that's fine. But if Duke continues to find ways to be a 6, 7, 8, or 9 win team, then that would qualify as a data point for UNC. So I would think you would still want to keep that game going.
Sure.
I did find it interesting. I agree with you that, or I don't know if it was you or Barry, but I'm a little shocked at the Clemson thing. I know that that's been the other school linked to this, but I just don't understand why you would want Clemson. You've already got TV market in South Carolina and Columbia. So it'd be interesting to see. I wonder if Virginia is the other. Would Virginia make more sense from a TV market standpoint? I don't know. Virginia in the last handful of 5 years, 10 years, maybe, Virginia is the equivalent of bringing in a Vanderbilt again. And we already got one of those, so you can say we already checked that box, right?
I mean, I'm with you.
I don't understand where you get the other team from.
I mean, Virginia hadn't been good since Tiki and Rondé Barber were playing. And that was 40 years ago, 30 years ago. So I don't, I get the footprint. You're near the nation's capital. You're in that northeastern corridor somewhat. You're a state school. You're the flagship. I don't know. But I'm with you about Clemson. I don't think South Carolina wants any business or any part of Clemson being in the SEC. They like being the big dog and, the only fish in the pond there. I don't think they want to share that with Clemson, similar to Florida with Florida State. So I do wonder about them. But it'll be interesting to see because I do think there is some affection between the SEC and UNC. I think there's a mutual affection there. We'll see how that plays out. But back to the Duke-UNC thing, if they do come to the SEC, the sad part about it, you would probably only have Duke and UNC playing once a year. in basketball. They'd have a non-conference game. You wouldn't have the two regular seasons, a matchup in the ACC tournament, maybe a matchup in the NCAA tournament possibly, but that would be the downfall of it. It's kind of like if the SEC goes to 9 football games in the regular season, I think you're gonna see the end of Alabama, Tennessee, and Auburn, Georgia on an annual basis.
Yeah, I agree. And, I know, been listening, driving back and forth to work in the car, listening to some guys on the radio talking, that are, at the Big Ten media days. And I understand the Big Ten side of things that they, if everybody goes to 9 conference games, it's a more consistent, more fair way to look at everything. It's the equivalent of saying, how do you decide who wins the NFC East if the NFC East teams are playing one additional conference or division game and the NFC South is not, and they're able to go out. And so, from a football standpoint, if you're comparing it kind of like to the NFL, you would want it to be more equal. I think the way I would like for it to remain is the 8 games. I like being able to, you go to losing these rivalries. I think the reason that college football fans are as passionate as they are, and for the majority of the country, I think that college football is way more of a passionate sport and is followed much closer than the NFL. I don't think anybody really cares outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, if Trey Hendricks doesn't sign with the Bengals.
Correct.
Right. Or what? Yeah. So that from that standpoint, but I think everybody's interested in who's going to be the starting quarterback in Columbus this year. So from that standpoint, I understand where the Big Ten's going from. But if you do this, you're going to take some of those rivalries away, and if you do that, it is going to hurt the sport. You're right. USC and Notre Dame. I listened to Lincoln Riley talk about that yesterday, and he was saying that it doesn't really benefit USC with 9-game conference games to carry the Notre Dame game. It really benefits Notre Dame because they're not really in a conference. And he's like, that's probably going to be coming to an end real soon, is that rivalry. And that's a great example of that. If you know the Notre Dame and USC history, that's a huge, very rich rivalry game in college football. So you'd hate to see that go away.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Will. I mean, if we remain at 8, and really the big push is these other conferences whining and complaining, well, they need to play 9 in the SEC, but top to bottom, the Big Ten, the ACC, none of these Big 12, they don't, their conferences aren't as strong. But I've talked about who I think the top 4 teams are in the SEC coming into this season: Texas, LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. But the next 8, I mean, to me, you can mix and match, because I could see all 8 of those teams going, 9-3. They're not all going to do that, but I could see that, because to me, that's very competitive. That is 12 really strong teams in a 16-team league. You don't have that in the Big Ten. You don't have that in the Big 12 of the ACC. So I could live with the 8 games, but I got to have a big-time Power 5 non-conference game. Love it, grew up with it. To me, that's also a huge part of college football, is these intersectional rivalries of you taking your product out of your region and exposing it to somewhere, another part of the country.
Yeah, and I think if you look across the SEC, I think a vast majority of the SEC schools do that now. That they go, I mean, you got LSU going to Clemson this year, right? LSU has been playing some huge games to start their season. Alabama and Wisconsin are playing again. But to your point about the Big Ten, right, no one ever would think that outside of the locker room in Wisconsin, that Wisconsin is going to be in the Big Ten championship game. They're just not, they're not there. They're not ready for that. So Wisconsin is a middle of the pack team. And when you look at Wisconsin has a really tough schedule. So when you look at that, I don't know about anybody else, but I think that Wisconsin will be lucky if they get to 7 wins because of how difficult their schedule is. And that middle of the pack for the Big Ten is really going to beat up on each other. And there's going to be a lot of 6 and 7 win teams or 5 win teams in that pack. And then the very end of the Big Ten. And so you're not going to have a ton of Big Ten. I mean, not a ton of Big Ten schools that are going to be 7 or 8, 9 win teams. In the SEC, I think you will see that, to your point, right? Where the middle of the pack for the SEC are going to be a lot of 8, 9, and potentially 10 win teams.
Yep, I'm with you. I think it's so exciting. And, man, we are certainly looking forward to it. The start of the college season about a month away, and it can't get here quick enough. Now, I know you got a lot going on up at Capitol Hill or over at Capitol Hill. So you had a big event this week, a big golf tournament this week. I know a lot's going on, and I know our viewers and our listeners want to know all about it. Come tee it up, come practice, come enjoy your grill, and check out everything in the pro shop.
Yeah, man, we do have a big week. We've got a lot going on, but golf courses are in unbelievable shape. The Senator is really starting to kind of take form. Greens are really starting to grow in and fill in. We're starting to mow them on a more regular basis. The bunkers look unbelievably great. And so we're excited for the fall and what's coming. We've got a couple of demo days left to still go. There's going to be, you're starting to see these equipment companies do some of their sales meetings now in July. There'll be some product that comes out late August, early part of September. So we'll be doing some demo days around those as well. But yeah, if you've got time and you want to come out and play, golf courses are in great shape. We may start having fist fights in the parking lot for the 6:30 tee times. Last man standing gets to have the 6:30 tee time. When it's 96, the 6:30 tee time is the time to get. But listen, we're excited about it. It's going to be some great couple of weekends leading into football, and then football gets going. Man, listen, you got to come. That's even more of a important reason to play early in the morning and get your early morning tee times, is because you're going to want to be able to get home and do a little pre-gaming before the game. And so before you know it, as you guys know, you and Barry know that week 0 is just literally around the corner.
I know it. Cannot wait. Hey, somebody did ask me, Will, what's the latest time you'll let someone tee off in the evening?
We'll allow them anywhere from between 6 and 6:30, based on how busy it is in front of them. If you get out around 6, you could probably still get in 9 holes if it's just a twosome or something like that. If you're like me and you're going to be looking for your ball in the tall grass, may only get 7 or 8 holes in, but we'll let you try.
Yeah.
We'll let you try.
Yeah, I hear you. Love it. Sounds great. All right, tee times and more information. I know, go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill. What's that phone number into the pro shop?
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call, 334-285-1114.
Fantastic. Will, appreciate you joining me here today. We'll see you soon. And, man, looking forward to it. I'll be out there to tee one up real soon with you.
Absolutely. Come on out, brother. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks, John.
You too, buddy. Thank you, Will Fisher, the director of golf at Capitol Hill on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail in Prattville. Well, I'm here in Prattville wrapping up today at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It is the 4th of July sale going on the entire month of July. You got less than a week. And then July is flipping over into August. So take advantage of these incredible deals. How about 21 grand off a Ram 1500? That's a new 2025 Ram 1500 at 21 grand off, or 1.9% APR for 72 months. Also great deals on the Jeep lineup, the Chryslers and the Dodges. The lot is packed full in the front, in the sides, in the rear of the dealership. You owe it to yourself to come by and see my friends here at Stivers in Prattville on Cobbs Ford Road. Hey, folks, have a great weekend. Be careful. Stay safe out there. Barry and I will be back on Monday, kicking things off, recapping the weekend, and talking about the start of the college season, which is fast approaching. Thanks again. Appreciate you watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Tell all your friends about us. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple iTunes, X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can check us out on all of those platforms, and we greatly appreciate it. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday.